Goals are not for mythical unicorn people, and they are also not pictures of yachts on Instagram. They really are just the best way to keep yourself on track and just reminders. They're literally to help you remember what it was you wanted to do. Because you know what life does? Life is like, hey, did you know you have to pay this bill and you gotta go to work and you needed to put gas in your car, and did you get the oil changed, and did you do that thing for the guy? And that's why you need goals. Oh, hello. You may be wondering what glamorous pursuits have been occupying my time while I wasn't vlogging. Well, I've been cleaning my whole house, organizing up the pantry, cleaning out cabinets I never even use, getting rid of some books. And I've been doing it at the studio too. After all, we gotta make room for the new TRX. What? But yeah, like literally, I have been on a spree getting ready for 2019. It wasn't something I planned, it just kind of came over me, and I said, even though the timing's not great, you know, with Christmas and all of that. See my sewing machine sitting back there? I mean, that's my sewing machine sitting back there. Like, I'm supposed to be sewing for Christmas. So the timing's not the best, but we're doing it. Oh, look at that tip. More importantly, I'm here to talk with you about year 2019 and what you can be doing now to make it, for real, your best year ever. So if you didn't already see my plan with me video, go check it out. I'll link it. At some point I pointed to the link just now. I love my planner. And let's talk about why specifically right now I love my planner. Number one, I love my planner for the stuff I have in it that I wrote that's gonna help me with the thing I'm about to talk about, which is the year in review. So here's something I want you to stop doing for sure. In 2019 or as soon as possible, I want you to stop collecting data but never looking back at it. Not like that. I want you to look back at your data. If you track your food, it has to be for a purpose. Look back and see, are you improving? Are you meeting your goals? Are you not? What can you be doing better? What are you doing great at? Data without interpretation is trash. Same goes if you're tracking your steps or anything else, if you're closing your rings. If you are tracking anything but you're not looking back at it comprehensively at the end of the week, at the end of the month, and now at the end of the year, is not helping you. So in my planner, as I mentioned in that Plan With Me video, every week I write one sentence, just one sentence about how I felt about that week and the progress I made toward whatever I was working on, or the progress I didn't make towards that thing, but maybe towards something else. I wrote a sentence. So now I have 52-ish, so I'm not a perfect person, okay? 52-ish sentences to go back and look at. So not only do I have my memory, which is imperfect, right? We all are. I have my imperfect memory of what the year was, but I also have my record of what the year was as it unfolded, and I can see how I grew, where I need to grow more, and use those things to guide my goals and my vision for 2019. When I plan, I definitely start with a vision. I don't necessarily mean a vision board. I mean, I have an idea or a feeling or a word, usually a combination of all three, starting with a feeling of what I want the thing to be. For example, when I opened my studio, I wanted it to feel clean, bright, which we're still working on, but I'm hoping for a lighting upgrade in 2019. If you're a contractor in Houston, call me. Anyway, I wanted to feel clean, bright, cozy, welcoming, and I don't mean clean necessarily as like scrubbed, but just like simple. Like, it has a tendency to get cluttered in there because we have so much gear, and I've been working to bring that back down. But those were my feelings. I had a vibe that I wanted to create, and I think most of the time I'm successful. For 2018, I'll tell you a secret. I was looking on my wall. I don't have it up anymore. I can't like cut to an insert. My word was grace, right? Just embrace it, accept it, enjoy it, take it where it happens, be it for other people. Grace. I'm not telling you my word for 2019 yet, but to me that word had a feeling that I wanted to be aware of and try to conjure up and expand for the year of 2018. So for my 2019, I'll have a word, I have a vision, I have an abstract fuzzy picture in my head of where I want it to go. But first I need to close out 2018. So in addition to going around scrubbing and disinfecting and getting rid of and reorganizing like a mad woman, sorry for throwing the pen, I have my year in review here. Let's talk about these questions. So there are 2 questions, and again, you can download this planner for free. I'll throw the link below where you can get my code for 10% off in case you want to buy a bound copy like mine. But there's 2 questions in the reflection that I really like. And the first one, I'll steal straight out of the book. It just says, how are you different between this year and last? And it gives you a good stretch of lines to write. This is not a one-word answer like, fine, I'm fine. This is a time to really reflect, like, how are you different? I know I'm super different from where I was at this point last year, 2 years ago. And even like every year I can look back and see a huge change, not just in the circumstances of my life and the day-to-day realities, but in who I am and who my concept of myself is and who I want to grow into being next year. So take some time and reflect on that, right? How are you different between this year and the last? Don't worry about next year yet. We're getting to that because that's the second question. The last thing on this page of the year-end review is to name some things that you can improve on for next year. I won't steal their question verbatim. You can download it yourself if you want. But the thing I like is that they also invite you to list concrete actions you can take toward these improvements. And that's so important because if you can't name a concrete action that you will actually take, you're not going to reach that goal. So if you say, I want to be a better friend, what are you gonna do? Are you going to send Facebook messages? Are you going to call someone? Are you going to bake cookies and drop them in the mail randomly? What are things you can literally do to be that better friend, right? So listing them out, it's not a contract, it's not a commitment, but it gets your brain going on like, yeah, I do need to actually do a thing to reach that goal. I should do a thing. So I'm here, I'm planning, I'm visioning. I haven't touched my 2019 planner yet. We'll do that all together. Maybe I'll do it live on January 1st. I love my January 1st planner moments. It's been some of the best times of my year because that freedom and permission of the brand new year, even though we know it's coming, gosh, when you hit that day, for me, it's just like, it's magical. It's like, oh, here we are. It's like I've just arrived at a new destination, like a literal travel destination, even though I am still in the same spot. But speaking of that, I know travel is one of the things on my list for 2019. I did better about it this year than I thought I would, but I'm ready to do even better next year. Of course, I have some fitness goals I'll be talking about. Right now, though, I'm just in the ideation phase of what might my goals be. Where do I feel like I would like to surprise myself with something new? So something that popped in my head is, gosh, I've been out of school for like a whole semester now. Don't go crazy there taking a break, but is there a class or something maybe less structured than a class that I'd like to be doing to grow just as me, not as a trainer, not as any of the other hats I wear, but just as me, Elizabeth? And definitely there is. I've gotten away from reading, although I've gotten back into it somewhat in the last few weeks, but there are things I would like to be reading that aren't for business, that aren't for anything other than just everything up here. And things up here, they need a little bit more TLC. I've been getting a lot down here. This is great, but this needs some new inputs also. Maybe some risky travel destinations. I've done some safe stuff. Maybe it's time to branch out and try something. And then who knows? I have an endless stream of renovation products. I bought a fixer-upper knowing it was a fixer-upper, but like, man, that fixing and that upping, it takes time. So just thinking about where I really want to be with that. And also looking ahead to the next few years, saying, okay, if I think I want to be at X in 2025, what do I need to do in 2019 to move in that direction? I don't need a list of all of my steps between now and 2025 because, of course, life will unfold as it does, and making that list will actually only keep me from reaching that goal, because when you see a long list like that, it just immediately creates such anxiety that you kind of shut off and walk away. That's why those lists of like, okay, I'll lose 1 pound this week, and that means if I lose a pound every week, I'll have lost 52 pounds this year. That's why that doesn't work, because it just overwhelms you. And either it ticks that box in your brain and says, oh great, we lost a pound, even though you didn't, you just wrote it down on paper, until you don't work on it because your brain's like, oh no, we already accomplished that. Or you look at it and it's so overwhelming because instead of seeing 1 pound for this week, you're like, oh, 52 pounds, I don't know, and then just shut off. So I know where I want to be in general, again, what the feeling of 2025 is, and some more ideas about material, concrete things, but really it's about that feeling and what I hope to have accomplished between now and then. Because as a longtime goal setter, I can tell you things don't go in the order we think they'll go in, things don't arrive at the magnitude we thought they would be, and things happen along the way that steer us, and sometimes it's just a little push, a light breeze, but it sends your course way over there. So why am I telling you all this? Because of course it's a good time, maybe while you're with family, it sort of changes your perspective on things. It can be a great kickstart to reconnecting with some of those essential facts about who you are and what you really want and how to get there. It does not have to mean quit your corporate job and become a yoga teacher. It does not have to mean become a digital nomad and pack up your laptop and your 12 minimal items in your backpack and get on the next flight. It doesn't have to mean anything wild, but just who are you? And are you really your full self? And if you're not, where would you like to grow and expand? Take up more space in 2019. So that's my encouragement for you. Get rid of all the old 2018 energy, make space for 2019, make space now, and let things start growing and flowing and evolving so that you can get your vision for 2019. I don't mean like a mystical vision, I just mean, your idea. I mean, if you get a mystical vision, go, you do you. But I mean more that kind of heart vision of how do I really want to feel in 2019 and what do I need to do to make that happen? And look, I'm a personal trainer, but I'm not just talking fitness stuff, okay? I can tell you for sure, for scientific fact, that moving your body in a way that you enjoy or a way that you can learn to enjoy will change your life. It will make you happier. It will make your stress management better. It will make you physically more healthy, which in turn will at least ease some of the mental strain that you may be feeling, if not eradicate it completely. It's good for you. It feels great to wake up and not feel creaky and crappy. You just feel energetic and ready to go. But your goals don't just have to all be about working out and eating kale, all right? And if you do want to actually clean with me, let me tell you about my new favorite DIY cleaner. I'm not selling you anything. I'm just that excited. Rubbing alcohol, a little water, we'll talk about that more in a second, and then I splashed some lemon essential oil in there purely for scent. Okay, we're done. So I'm sure you heard that. So if not, I'll take it out in editing, right? So rubbing alcohol needs to be at least a 60% solution from what I could see on the internet in my super perfunctory quick Google search. So if you have your regular 70% American Pharmacy rubbing alcohol, don't put too much water in there, but add a little bit. You could do the actual math if you want to. We could all get together and eat a cheese tray if you've been watching all my other videos and do our planner and do math for dilutions. Anyway, enough high school chemistry. So a little bit of water. And then if you want an essential oil for a fun scent, sweet. If not, cool. And then you spray it and you need to leave it for 10 seconds in order for it to disinfect. And it's great. I love it. My stuff feels so squeaky, sparkly clean. Obviously, rubbing alcohol is not going to be good for all surfaces. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. But I've been using vinegar to clean with for a long time in my own home, not at the studio. At the studio, we've always used an alcohol-based disinfectant, along with like Lysol and Clorox and everything else you need to use from time to time in a place where people get like sweaty and like on your stuff. I don't want that for you guys. I wouldn't want it for me. But at home, I've kind of been sticking to vinegar and trying to keep things pretty natural. And this alcohol disinfectant spray has been like such a great addition. I know the alcohol has that bittering agent smell to it to keep you from drinking it. It works. It doesn't smell good. I've never tasted it, and I don't plan to. We will not be doing a rubbing alcohol taste test on this channel. Sorry. Probably there is one on YouTube. Anyway, back on track. It's a great addition to my cleaning arsenal, and for really hard surfaces like doorknobs and stuff that I know the alcohol won't hurt, I'm not even necessarily wiping it off. I'm just spraying it, and because it's alcohol, it evaporates pretty rapidly. I'm like, you're good. So enjoy your new crisp, clean feeling from that disinfectant spray. I didn't invent it, but I am loving it. Anyway, so go get started on your plans for 2019. I'm so ready to make this an awesome year with you guys. I can't wait to post more workouts and recipes and all kinds of things like that for next year. Of course, I'm not signing off for 2018. I actually have an awesome video about productivity hacks and how just to like get things off your to-do list coming up super soon. I don't want to commit to when, because this whole Vlogmas thing, like, mostly it taught me that making a decent video every day is like just not on my list at this time of year in this particular year. But I'm still gonna hang, all right? We're still gonna be as like Christmassy sparkly as we can. So get your stuff together for 2019. Get your tools, get your mindset, get your focus, get your heart cleared out and ready for something new. Make space for something magical to happen. And leave me a comment down below and tell me what you're thinking might be on your list for 2019. I'll be talking more about mine. I've already said a couple, right? Travel, improving myself up here, classes, activities, books, things like that. I can't wait to talk about some of the new ones and what I have coming up for the studio for 2019 too. We have 4 new classes on the schedule. So much good new stuff. I can't wait. So I really do want to hear from you in the comments though. What are your goals? What are you working towards? I'm not going to jump in there with tips. I just love hearing about what other people are choosing to improve in their lives, but also recognize about themselves along the way, because goals shouldn't make you feel bad. Even if you don't reach them, that goal still served its purpose, right? It was still pushing you towards something else. Maybe just not that thing that you thought. I think that's enough. I've been very philosophical on this channel recently. I can't promise it won't stay that way, but we will be lifting more weights soon. In the meantime, go be healthy and goal-oriented. In the meantime, go be healthy and goal-oriented.